There it is, Texas Proud. There it is, the only Texas-shaped record ever. And here it is in the form of the record album. This is the way it comes packaged. So you see that it says Texas Proud Picture Record. It's much more than a record. And you would expect that those famous folks right here in Houston, the H.W. Daly Music Company, put this out. Welcome today, Don Daly. We're so glad. Don, what? And Helen. Hello, darlings.
Nice.
We've been laughing about Don over here. And, of course, you've been in the music business all your life with your daddy, Pappy.
Right, right.
And why did you decide to put out, in this particular year, this particular album?
Well, I suppose, like a lot of Texans, you want to be part of the sesquicentennial and do something to contribute to it. And my brother and I talked about a year ago doing something to contribute something in the form of music, but we put it on the back burner. And then the record collector, Ray Wade, walked in one day and he said, I've got this great idea for a Texas record in the shape of Texas. And he said, most of these songs have been done by people born in Texas, and we can get the record labels to go along with the lease and put these songs out in one record in the shape of Texas.
When Ray came by the studio to show it to me, I thought, now wait a minute, this is really a record shaped like Texas? It's a one-of-a-kind, of course. You have to be really very proud. Helen, what did you think when they mentioned this?
Well, I thought it was exciting. Most people want to know, will it really play? You know, will it really turn on the table? And it really does. We can assure them it really does. And I think it's exciting.
Now, it's much more than just a record.
Right.
Tell us what all is included.
Well, we have a historical package included that are copies of the letters written by Davy Crockett, Sam Houston, and who's the other one?
William B. Travis.
I always forget William B. Travis. And we have numbered certificates, of course, that will give them the low number would be good. But anyway, it is one of a kind. It's a limited edition, and I think it appeals to collectors. It's a collector item.
Texas Proud, it says, is a tradition, a spirit, a sense of patriotism to a land not only of vast boundaries, but unlimited resources. Now, as a native Texan, I love reading things like this. Do you happen to have the letter, Don, that you could, that we just talked about, that you could read to us, or a portion?
From
all right.
Sam Houston's letter that I think is the major part of the it was written from the San Jacinto battleground on 3rd of May in 1836, which was like, I think, about a week after the Battle of San Jacinto. And to quote him, he said, so long as the enemy are faithful in their retreat, they will not be molested. So the letter was to his troops as commander-in-chief to let the Mexicans escape. Davy Crockett's letter was written January the 9th, 1836, and that was, of course, the fall of the Alamo was in March, so this was about 3 months before the fall of the Alamo. Mm-hmm. And it was to his children, his sons and daughters. And he said, what I have seen of Texas, it is the garden spot of the world, the best land and the best prospect for health. And he says, I hope to see every friend I have settle here. So he was from Tennessee, of course, and was very with Texas and wanted to make his life here. And it's a real wonderfully written letter and very easy to read script. Those people could write very well in those days.
Well, that's a beautiful addition to having the Texas-shaped record. Now, what artists did you include? They're all pictured right here.
Well, they're all Texans, born in Texas, and they're singing songs about Texas. And we have Willie Nelson and Ernest Tubbs singing Waltz Across Texas,
That's
which
my
I think
favorite.
everybody knows about.
Love that one.
We have Tanya Tucker singing Texas When I Die. We have Bob Wills, one of the greatest of all Texas musicians, I think, doing Deep in the Heart of Texas. We have Curtis Potter doing, I think, one of the finest songs on here called Texas Proud. And that's what we named the record after, that song title, Texas Proud. Billy Walker is doing Beautiful Texas, which of course was W. Leo Daniels' theme song when he ran for governor back in whatever year it was. But they're all good songs. And then we went in and did a new recording of The Eyes of Texas.
Oh, boy.
And Texas, Our Texas. And there's very few songs available of the state song Texas, Our Texas. But this is done by Danny Ward, the local big band leader.
Yes, our friend.
And has the drums and the crescendo, and I think it really makes you be proud to be Texans when you hear the song.
And I know, Don and Helen, you are proud of the fact that the whole album is dedicated to your dad, Pappy.
Ray wanted to do that. He said he wanted to put that dedication on there, and I saw it and thought we'd be very proud to have you do that.
Pappy was recently nominated for, which award was it?
Country Music Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
As a country and western music producer.
It was sort of a natural for you to go into the same business your dad was in. Have you been in the music business all your life?
Yes, sure have. About 30 years.
Did you have a hard time deciding which songs to put on the album?
We thought these were the best, and we had absolutely no argument about throwing one of these out and putting something else in. These were just, we thought, the best artists and the best songs that were available.
Was Pappy in on any of those decisions?
No, he wasn't.
But is he pleased?
He thought it was a very good idea.
The fact is I met you and Pappy many years ago with my friend Ted Daffin, who wrote, he lives in our city, and he wrote Born to Lose and many of the biggest hits that we've ever had. And I've been proud of all the work that you've done throughout the years, and I'm so happy to have you with us today. And it's a beauty. It's a real treasure.
Thank you very much.
A collector's item, Texas Proud. Thank you, Don.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Warner.
And we'll be back with
Pleasure.
more Houston Live after this.